lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims for Speed build. I'm super excited for this video because I collabed with the amazingly talented Mr. Olkan. I'm just so excited, and while I was working on this, I was constantly excited as well. He's such a great friend of mine and I look up to him so much. He's just amazing. I admire his work. I love his style. We are both into modern architecture and it was such a huge honor for me to collab with him, and I'm just over the moon still. I'm pretty sure you all know about him, his work, his channel, but of course I'm going to link his channel in the description box. Please check out his channel. Mr. Olkan is one of the most amazingly talented builders out there. He's just wonderful, amazing, and so kind. Like, on top of all that, all the talent, he's such a amazing human. He's just wonderful. So please check out his channel and leave a like and a comment and say hi. And yeah, he's just amazing. And I just want to say thank you so much for collabing with me. So we decided that he would build one half of the house and then I will build the other half. There are different types of collabs, and I think the most common one is where one simmer builds the exterior and then the other simmer works on the interior. But we decided to create a half-half situation kind of. And I asked him to create his half first. I wanted to follow his creative direction, his style. I admire his work so much. I love his style. So I thought it would be fun just trying to match his aesthetic, his vibe. So I thought it would be so amazing if he could just choose the creative direction. And when he showed me his half, I was just really excited. I love all of his work. But when I saw this, I was really blown away. So we are building this on a lot in Desert Valley, the 50 by 40 one. And when he gave me his half of the build, he told me that I could do whatever, but he was asking me to expand the pool. The pool was relatively short. It's kind of in the center of the lot. So he literally built only half of the pool so I could add the other half of the pool on my side of the lot. And I decided to add a waterfall. So my idea was to follow his style and idea for this build, so it would look like one cohesive build and not like random. But I also wanted to add some typical KateEmerald elements kind of to still make my side look like my side. So I decided to incorporate a waterfall because I love this, rocks, and also some round shapes as you will later see. And I think the whole build just turned out so amazing. And when I was looking at his half, there were like so many amazing fun tricks and things, and I was just blown away. And it's always really fun to look at just other builders' work. I mean, I do that all the time. I really love to watch speed builds. I love to take a look at lots of stuff on Twitter, and it's always really interesting because we all play the same game, but I don't know, you just look at something and you're like, oh my gosh, I would have never used this wallpaper at all. I would have never used it for this style, but this just makes so much sense. And this kind of stuff is just so inspiring to me. You just find out new stuff, and this collab has inspired me so much. Here you can see that I'm trying to use the same shape that he has used in the front of the house. And I'm later going to incorporate a round shape right here because I figured I just need a round shape, like a proper perfect circle. So it's also like a typical KateEmerald build or half. And I built this octagonal shape. And then I decided to add some iron living glass floors on top. And then I used the platform tool, which he also did a lot. Like, he incorporated the platform tool in different areas to have some type of outline, edge, I don't know. I also used the tool mod in different areas to find the correct position for certain objects, and also to rotate a debug column to create the spiral stairs. I've hidden some proper real stairs inside the debug objects, so it's functional, but the spiral stairs are kind of decorative, and then we have the real stairs hidden inside. And as always, the disclaimer, you don't need the tool mod to download this from the gallery. It's completely CC free and unmodded, and everything will still be where it's supposed to be. So here I'm building a basement. I've used the basement tool to follow the octagonal shape, and then I just clicked on the basement and I then clicked on the yellow outline to remove the ceiling. I just wanted to have different levels. I wanted this to look interesting. I felt like I've used quite a lot of space for the whole waterfall situation, which is fun because a huge garden is always great. I'm all about that. But I felt like I really have to add something to my half of the build to make it work. So I decided a basement would be a good idea. And here I'm working on the round section. So below this rug, we have all these iron living glass floors, and I've used the rug to create a outline so I can just follow the round shape to create a perfect circle. I'm using the Get Famous Pristine pedestal here, which is just a surface, some type of table. And I'm holding down Alt and the left mouse button to place each object. So you don't need tool for this or anything. It's just the Sims 3 camera, Alt and the left mouse button. So you can rotate objects freely. Of course, you need the move objects cheat for this. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to move all these objects into each other. Also, the game now gives you a warning when you want to place an object from the gallery, but I'm going to mention this. You definitely want to activate the move object sheet for this build. Mr. Olkan also used move objects for this. I've done so as well, so you definitely have to activate the sheet before placing this build. Here I'm using the Sparday Stony Goodness slab just to fill in some gaps, because you could see the island living glass floor just kind of peeking out below the round shape, and I wanted this to look flawless. And I was running into some problems, like I just wanted to place all these Stony Goodness slabs, but then it would kind of jump up and it just wanted to sit on top of the raised platform for whatever reason, but only on one side, so I had to use the tool mod to bring them into the correct position. Then I've used more platforms. I'm still wishing we had a platform tool, just like we have a room tool, a custom room tool. We need a custom platform tool. So I've used the triangular shape to create this kind of shape. I then added some grass, and I decided to duplicate the plants that he had used. So once again, it's one cohesive build. I didn't want to use some random plants or totally different ones. I really wanted this to look like one build. I think this is kind of the challenge when it comes to a collab like this. You really want it to look like one build. So I decided to use the same plants. I love this. I don't know what it is, like this one really slim tree that he has used from Debug. I've never really used it or noticed this tree. It just looks amazing. I then used some debug rocks. I think these are from Eco Lifestyle. I wanted to hide the edge or the little gap between my round platform and the platform that I have just placed. I then added some vines. I wanted this to look really lush and green and happy. And the area of the house where I've built this round roof, this is like some type of sunroom, so there are lots of plants on the inside. And I decided to use this area just for sitting on the outside, for hanging out. I've added some floaties. I always do that. I couldn't help it. And then I decided to create another octagonal shape. And I placed this one on the roof because he did something similar on his half. So the roof makes sense and it looks almost identical on both sides. And then I thought I just want to add another basement. I once again used the custom basement tool. I removed the ceiling by clicking on the yellow outline. I duplicated some of these columns just to make it make sense, probably because the column was just floating and I needed another one. And I once again used the platforms to create some type of outline, and I decided, as you will see, to create some kind of fake spiral stairs using the platform tool. I've made a tutorial about this. You really just need the base game and the free platform update, so when your game is up to date you have the platforms, so that's all you need. And I just wanted this to look fun and special. Also, in his initial version, the basketball cord was facing into the other direction, but I was then asking him if I could remove the wall or part of the wall behind the basketball court, and then he was telling me that I could also just rotate it into the other direction, and that's what I did. So I was able to just add something over here, and I think it just turned out so great. I had so much fun. Like, I love these really typical collabs where you furnish or work on the exterior, but this was just so much fun. I really like that both of us worked on the exterior and interior. I really like that we could bring in our own styles, but it's still one build. This is just amazing. I'm just so obsessed. This was so much fun, really. Like, beginning to end, such a fun build, such a fun journey. So here you can see the spiral stairs, if you want to call them that I've created using the platform tool. I've added more vines only on my side of the pool though, because I didn't want to touch his side, of course. So I just added a couple of vines over there. This is a fence from Get Famous that I've added. And at this point, I was almost done when it comes to the exterior. And this was like really quick. I've noticed that if you only have to build half the house, it's just really quick. Here at this point, I'm just adding different things. For example, there is a floor going all around the lot, so I expanded it using the same floor, and I also expanded this platform in the front. I sometimes have a hard time making the front section look good, so I was kind of struggling. I added some vines and just different things. I had also moved around the fence a bit, and then I started to work on the floor plan and the interior. There is an indoor pool, and I also decided to expand it just as the pool on the outside. And here at this point, I'm just removing walls, building walls, and I had the honor to build the kitchen, and working on kitchens is my most favorite thing when it comes to interiors. Living rooms are also fun, but kitchens are just amazing. So I was really happy that there was no kitchen yet, and I started to work on the kitchen, as you will see soon. I think it's really fun to match the build on the exterior, but then matching it on the interior was even more fun, like seeing how the floor plan really worked out. And I think this is the really tricky part when you start to work on the first half. You really have to just think about what makes sense and where the build ends and where the rest of the build will probably be attached, and this just made perfectly sense. So Mr. Olkan did such a great job. They really just had to furnish. Like, the floor plan really came along really naturally, and I tried to stay within the same style again, and the interior just looked so good. Like, the living room he furnished, the bedroom, everything. And I tried to like maintain the same level. I'm not really that good at furnishing, and I was like, okay, I have to be on my A game here. I'm doing my best. And I furnished this kitchen trying to use the same color palette, and I've also incorporated a trick that I learned from him and that he has used in this build. So here behind the kitchen, like for the backsplash, I used a mirror, the one that has a glowing outline, and I rotated it using tools so it's glowy. And then in the center I decided to place something. I had no idea what, but then I thought I'm just going to use some NoCC gallery art. As always, you will find the credit in the description box, and I'm going to tag the creator in the gallery. So I've used some NoCC gallery art. So I have this wooden vibe. I then used some shells from Dream Home Decorator. I always love to use them, and I like the pastel vibes. Like, it has some really natural yet pastel vibes. I have no idea how to describe it, but this is like a really specific vibe when it comes to the color palette. And I just like that it's not overly huge, but it's still spacious. And then I furnished a bathroom. So I furnished and built one bedroom, and I decided to also incorporate a bathroom. I followed the style that he had chosen for his side. Again, he used a wall divider out of glass, and I did the same thing. So both bathrooms are kind of similar. Such a great idea. He has the best ideas. I'm just fangirling over here. And I then thought it would be fun to have a pastel bedroom, and I wanted to use some pink here and there, so it's a bit dreamy and romantic. So the bed itself has a bit of a blush pink color, and then there are lots of dark colors, so there's a nice contrast. And I tried to make the area behind the bed really interesting, so I placed different tables. The one in the very back is from Dine Out and it glows, and then I used some Dine Out lights also as well for the walls, which are like glowing, and it just looks so beautiful. And because of the bed, I decided to go with this pastel pink sofa from Dream Home Decorator. So we have lots of dark colors, but also a bit of pink here and there, which looks really dreamy yet modern and sophisticated. And I just wanted to match this bedroom to the whole vibe of the build. I wanted to have a fancy walk-in closet. This is a super fancy mansion, so I thought it would make sense to do it this way. And I placed some paintings from Get Famous like above the closet, so it just looked really fancy. And again, a bit of pink here and there when it comes to the closet, and I just had so much fun furnishing this. So this is like the round room where I built the round section on top, and this room is inspired by my friend Sadie because she has developed an obsession with plants. And when I was furnishing this, I had to think of her. It's such a beautiful sun-flooded room, a proper sunroom, and I figured this room would be perfect for placing lots of plants, so that's what I did. At the same time, I wanted to have a sofa in the center. I used the sectional sofas from Dream Home Decorator. So Mr. Olkan had already built a amazing proper living room, including a TV and all that. So I just wanted this to be some type of additional room, some type of, I don't know, formal living room maybe, or just a room to hang out and read. I'm also going to place a piano and a chess table, so it's just a wonderful room to hang out and enjoy the sun, and also like some type of second living room. When you have huge mansions like this always makes sense in my opinion, like having 2 or more living rooms, different areas to sit and hang out. So I figured this would be wonderful. And below this room there is another room. I also included some island living glass floors on the room above, so there would be lots of light in this room as well. It's very sun flooded and it's located in the basement, and I decided to turn this into a party room. So this is a room for gathering, having a great time. I've included everything you would need for a typical Sims party, I guess, and I think it's just the perfect spot for this room. And yeah, this is almost it. This video is coming to an end. Here you can see lots of screenshots. Please check out Mr. Olkan's channel. You can find all the information in the description box. I'm also going to tag him in the video's title, and he's just amazing. So thank you once again to Mr. Olkan for collabing with me. It was a huge honor and I had so much fun. You can grab this build from the gallery. You will find all information in the description box, so you can check out Mr. Olkan's gallery and my gallery. It's CC free and unmodded, so you can just load it into your game and your Sims can enjoy this. And I hope you are all doing well. And yeah, now it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons. A big thank you to Asia, Dawn Bryce, Jennifer Lewis, Callan Rennie, Matthew Stell, Shannon McClam, Talena Lynn, Victoria Smithies, and 2 Cats Tailoring. Thank you so much for your huge support. Thank you to all my other Patreons, and thank you to anyone who watches my videos and supports me. I love you all so much, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a perfect weekend and week, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye!